Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have...
Gaurav Khazanchi, and in front of me we have...
Christopher Coombs, still here. Still here smiling as I'm hearing everyone smiling. Faces, mouths, everything. Everything smiling. We love
Blinking,
life.
all of
we
that.
have life.
Yes.
Now,
so far so good.
Normally we start with our introductory questions, but we're absolutely mixing it up here.
Yeah.
I've got an absolute surprise for Gaurav. He does not know what's coming
I've got
right
no
now.
idea. I told him.
He does not know. I walked into the So Far So Good podcast studio and I said to him, let's record because I've got something I need to tell you.
So I've honestly got no idea.
That something is, I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
We have a special guest. Bring him in! Let's go.
Oh, special guest! What is going on?
He is here. His name is Kieren. Kieren, take a seat, man. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not bad.
So Kieren is one of our old friends. We've known him for quite a while now. Chris, a bit longer. But we go way back. We all go way back.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I brought Kieren in because I saw him last week and he told me a couple of stories that I thought were pretty interesting, pretty funny. Pretty funny.
So far so goodness.
Yeah, and we will get to those in a second. But Kieren is going to kick us off with the introductory question.
So we're still doing the introductory questions, Kieren. So welcome, and we'll let you start the questions first. Wait, really quickly. Does this mean we're both answering his question?
He's going to ask a question, and then, we're both going to answer it.
We're both going to answer it. Okay, yep. Kieren, go for it.
Okay, I'm not sure if you said this one before, but let's give it a crack. If you were to become a Disney princess, which one would you be?
Okay.
I could say right now, Gaurav is loving this question.
I'm loving the question. A lot has gone through my mind already, and I'm sort of juggling between living a luxurious life or living an adventurous life. So I'm going to go with my first thought that came to my head and say Rapunzel.
Interesting.
The real first thought that came to my head was Jane from Tarzan, but she's not really a Disney princess, so you can't pick her.
Damn, that was going to be...
I knew you were thinking that. I knew Chris was thinking that.
Dude, I was literally going to pick Jane.
I knew he was going to pick Jane because he thinks he is Tarzan, so you're not allowed... She's not a princess.
Why not be kind of the female version?
But his question was Disney princess. Kieren, what's your Disney princess?
Mine would probably be Ariel from...
Okay. Because she's technically a Greek... she's part of the Greek god family.
Yeah, I don't mind Ariel. All right, if I have to choose, I'm going to go... Dude, I don't really know that many. I'm like sitting here trying to think of a few.
We'll let... Kieren, let's let him pick Jane. He can pick Jane just because he doesn't have any movie knowledge, because he hates movies.
Can you give me a couple of options?
Okay, there's Elsa from Frozen. There's Rapunzel from Tangled. There's Belle from Beauty and the Beast. There's Cinderella from Cinderella. There's Snow White from Snow White. There's... I need some more. There's Jasmine from Aladdin. Actually, maybe I'll go Jasmine.
But Jasmine doesn't really do much.
Yeah, but she has a magic carpet. And she's now the queen.
Ooh. Okay, I'll go Jasmine. Okay. My first pick would have been Jane. If I can't have Jane, I'll take Jasmine.
Okay, we'll give him Jasmine.
I love the Jays, man, today.
Yeah. What do you think, Kieren? Should he give Jane?
Yeah, let him go with it.
I'm taking Jane?
Yeah, I'm taking Jane. Alright, so that was Kieren asked the question this time, and there was 3 answers. So, should we just get into it?
Let's get into it.
So far, so good.
So once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and it's good to have Kieren here on the microphone today at the So Far So Good headquarters.
That's right, Kieren. How are you feeling today in the So Far So Good headquarters?
Man, I gotta admit, I'm a bit nervous.
Mate, there's nothing to be nervous about the So Far So Good podcast. We're here to have fun, and we're here to enjoy our lives, basically. All right, now Kieren has a pretty solid story, a couple of stories, but the first one he's going to tell us. Now, we're not going to mention names because we don't want to name and shame.
Okay.
But this one, I've got to say, is a doozy.
It's a doozy, and doozy is a versatile word. So, Kieren, hit us up with the doozy of a story.
Okay, well, the story is set back about 5 years ago.
Okay.
5 years, not bad.
Not bad. So far, so good.
And it's in a place called Womboin. So this first story is about a person, and You've probably talked about him before, about the PS4 I've heard.
Okay. He's
Yep.
pushing the name and shame as far as he can.
It's
He
alright.
wants
I
to say
don't
the
think.
name,
I
but
don't
he's-
think.
I don't think we've
we
ever
know
dropped
his
that name.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So, we were sitting, basically, I walked into the bathroom over there, and I saw a massive spider, a huntsman, okay? So, I had my shower, not really anything, I'm not really that scared of spiders.
Yeah. By the way, I got to say, Kieren is a bush basher completely.
Okay.
He goes
meaning-
camping. He goes fishing. He loves all the outback stuff.
Okay, so spiders don't scare you at all.
Yeah, it depends. If it's like a tarantula, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
If you're not scared of those, then you must love spiders.
Okay. What kind of spider was in the bathroom?
Okay, it was a huntsman.
Huntsman.
All right. So
Huntsman's
that's nothing
like,
to you.
It's like the Australian tarantula almost,
Is it?
isn't it? They're huge and hairy and thick.
Yeah, but they're harmless, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's calculated risk, man.
It's-
Like,
but
if it's not going to hurt you, then it's okay, right?
Yeah.
But people aren't scared of spiders because they're going to kill you or poison you. They're scared of them because they look scary. And I can understand. Okay, continue your story.
Okay, so I was sitting with my cousins, 3 of us, and basically this person went into a shower with his dad.
And he was obviously a kid at this age, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
okay. This,
How
5 years
old
ago.
was he at this stage, do you reckon?
about 11 or 10?
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
like, fair
Yeah,
enough.
fair call.
Yeah. So, right in front of the bathroom door faces our room. So we're facing directly in front of it. So I'm just on my DS at the time and just playing with my friend.
Wait, let me guess. Pokemon.
Ooh, Mario Kart.
I was going to say
come
Mario Kart.
on.
Dude,
Yeah.
Pokemon, you don't really meet up and play
Yeah.
Pokemon together. You can
You-
play
yeah,
online.
You got to trade, man. You got to meet up, get that Wi-Fi to trade each
Not
other.
with the DS, you can trade from your own home. I was trading you from
Man.
India one time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You got me there.
He's not a gamer. He's not a gamer.
All right, sorry, go on. So you're playing your DS and you're in front
Yeah.
of the bathroom, basically.
Yeah, we're playing our DS in front of the bathroom. And all of a sudden we hear this person scream. And we go like, what? Then all we hear from the bathroom is, oh, Dad, it's so big and hairy. And then straight after that, his dad goes like, it might bite. Don't touch it.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect the story to take such a turn.
And we're wondering, because, like, they're in the toilet, naked probably, and we're just wondering, what is he talking about, something so big and hairy?
Obviously, no one thought an
And
Australian
at this
tarantula.
point, you didn't know there was a spider, right?
No, like, okay, I totally forgot about the spider in the bathroom.
Did
Once anybody hears that, what do you actually think you're gonna...
Did you
think?
pause your game when you heard that, or did you accidentally drive off onto the grass when you heard that?
I think I shut off the DS after that.
He just closed it completely.
I was like, nah, I'm done. He
I'm done.
literally got in the car, drove home.
Nah, good story. Good story. Well done.
Pretty solid story. So, poor cousin, Kieran's cousin, he will literally never live that story down.
Yeah. Does he understand the sort of what? Have you guys told him that story in this day and age now when he's gotten a bit older?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we were literally talking about it last week, and that's the thing. I've heard this story probably 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
It's gonna live the test of time. I'm telling
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big story. It's a big story. Okay. Well done. Now, is your second story related to your cousin as well?
Yes.
Okay.
you. Actually, the same cousin is involved, I believe.
Okay. So
Yeah,
he's
somewhere.
had an eventful life so far. So far, so good, hey. So far, so big and hairy.
Now, Kieran's other story, bit of a spoiler. It was from literally last week. So
Okay.
this is a new story.
This is 5 years later in
So
2020.
bear in mind, this cousin is now a little bit older.
Yeah.
So, all right, Kieren, kick us off with the second story.
Okay. So this story takes place in Walla Walla.
It's the
Now,
same place.
For some context, how far away are we talking? Like 2 hours, 3 hours?
So
Yeah.
it's in Victoria.
Yeah,
Victoria,
it's
Australia.
it's about 1 hour and a half, so it's not that
Okay.
far.
1 hour and a half. So let's say approximately 2 hours from
The-
Melbourne CBD,
Melbourne
we would
CBD.
say. something like that.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
In the outskirts.
Yeah. So basically, there's a cemetery over there, and this cemetery is apparently haunted.
Okay.
So when we search up all these stories, there's people coming back from the cemetery and spirits actually follow them.
Okay.
And it's rated one of the top haunted cemeteries in Australia.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
So we're just like, yeah, why not just go check it out?
And is this daytime or nighttime right now?
Daytime.
That's literally the first question I asked him.
Daytime or nighttime?
Because
yeah.
I thought, imagine going at nighttime. That would be legit.
If you had just said nighttime, I don't know. We'd have to give you more than a round of applause. You would have deserved a lot more than a round of applause.
All right, let's give it a round of applause, even for just going
Okay, well
to the
done.
most haunted cemetery in Australia.
Round of applause
Round
just
of
for doing
applause,
that.
round
Well
of
done.
applause.
Thank you.
All right, continue.
Okay, so basically we're walking through, because to get up to the cemetery, it's actually a 300-meter walk up.
Okay.
Directly uphill.
Yeah, directly uphill.
And you walked it, but it's okay. It was daytime, so.
Yeah.
But I presume that's to keep the spirits away, because can they fly 300 meters? I don't know.
Dude, they can teleport, man.
Teleport?
Maybe it's built that way so that when you need to run away from ghosts, you can run downhill. Imagine running away uphill. You got no chance. I would have just been like, take me. I'm not running up 300 meters.
That's true.
Okay, you continue.
Yeah, so we're going past this house, yeah? And this house belongs to the caretaker of the graveyard.
Okay.
Yep, and there's only 21 people in Walhalla, so there's not that much.
21 people live in that whole, what is it, a town, village, city?
Yeah, it's a town.
That's it.
21 people.
21 people.
You'd have no everyone would know everything about everyone's lives.
You would literally know everyone.
I had
you
more-
couldn't go anywhere without not knowing someone.
Yeah. I had more people in my maths class in school.
That's crazy.
21
context.
people. I've never heard of. Well, I haven't heard of many towns.
All right, so
population.
there's 21 people in the town.
Yeah.
How many of you were there going to the cemetery together?
There was 3 people.
3 of you. Okay.
Wait, if there's 21 people in town, how many people are in the? How many graves are there in the cemetery?
When we went there, we saw about 40, 50, but apparently there's 1,400.
Whoa.
Wow.
So we could have been stepping on graves for all we know.
Well, that's why there's only 21 people in the town. Like, they're all in the
They're
graves.
literally
Rest in
all in
peace.
the graveyard.
With all due respect, I mean. Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
continue.
Now, so there was 3 of you, right?
Yes.
So your cousin, who we don't want to name, just due to the previous story.
So yeah, the hairy spider cousin.
Yeah. Now the second person other than you, his name is Steve, right?
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
all right, I'm putting Steve's name out there because the next part is we need to know his name.
Okay. All right.
Let's keep. Name is Steve, and we've got Kieren speaking.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just walking through, yeah? And there's 21 people. Just let me remind you of that, okay?
Yeah.
So we're just walking through, and we hear the grave taker shout out Steve's name like he knows him. And we turn around, he's like, "Oh, Steve." He's like, "Oh, hey, Frederick, how you going?"
Like he just picks a random name.
No, that's his name.
He knew Frederick.
Yeah, he knew Frederick. I don't even know how, but he knew Frederick.
How do you possibly know a caretaker at a graveyard is somewhere 2 hours away? How is that possible?
Wow. So how did he know him?
I'm presuming he went there before. I don't even know.
Okay, let's presume he's been there before, right? Even if he's been there before, how did he end up getting into a conversation to actually know this guy?
Frederick.
How does that happen?
The real question is, if he's been there before, do you think he went in the day or the night? Because if he went in the night, he deserves more than a round of applause.
Well, he's a pretty crazy fella, I gotta say. He did
Okay.
some crazy things.
He wouldn't run away. He wouldn't run away from a ghost.
Man, once he got lost in the bush, like on foot, and had to sleep under a tree.
Yeah, there was
So,
literally 3 helicopters trying to find him.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, man of adventure.
Yeah, he's basically Bear Grylls without the skill. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if he'd been there at nighttime.
Yeah.
I don't know if the caretaker would have been there at nighttime.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to be digging graves up at nighttime.
Well,
that's
the
for sure.
caretaker looks like from a horror movie, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he looks pretty freaky.
Like, how are we talking? Like beard, like kind of like a hobo, or
Not really with a beard, but he has honestly, like, his appearance looks creepy, and the way he talks too, Like, you can
You-
tell
you
that he
just-
doesn't meet a lot of people.
You can just tell from this conversation that he's possessed.
Kind of, yeah.
No. That stuff isn't real, man. Come on.
Oh, you don't
I
believe in that
in
stuff?
it.
Look, I've said it before. If someone's going to tell me a story, I believe them. I believe that it happened or they saw it. But I'm not going to go and preach it until I've seen it with my own eyes.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I say as well.
Yeah.
I technically don't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, I guess I believe what people are telling me of their
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
stories, but unless I see it, I just can't commit to believing
Like,
it.
Yeah, that's
I
fair
guess you could say I'm open-minded. Like, I'm inviting... I'm not going to say...
I'm inviting.
Spirits, I'm inviting you. Possess me so I can believe in you.
I'm open to the idea. Like, I'm open-minded about it. I'm not going to say, no, they don't exist. I know I just said that before. But I mean, I'm not going to say everything is a lie because, there's too many stories that... come on, like, it can't... There has to be something, whether it's, whether it's just in the mind or
There has
whether
to be
it's...
some answer, you said.
There has to be some answer. Come on, surely there's some answer.
There has to be.
But-
Has to be. Because of how common knowledge
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. Come on, man. Excellent Emily Rose. Apparently it's based on a true story. So I'm open to the idea, but I'm going to say I'm not going to be preaching that they exist.
Well, yeah, obviously not.
Kieran, what are your thoughts? Do you believe it?
Honestly, I believe it.
Yeah? Have you had any close encounters?
I've had an encounter in a hospital.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't you lead with that story?
All right, let's save that. Let's finish this graveyard
Okay,
story
yeah.
because it continues.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
So we've got the caretaker saying, "Oh, Steve," and Steve goes, "Oh, Frederick." Okay, where does it go from here?
Okay, so in cemeteries, what you normally do, you pay respect to the dead.
Yeah.
So you don't blast any music,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So the other person, the spider one, basically, he comes out with his headphones, my headphones, and he blasts his music.
Okay.
So he's blasting music through his headphones.
Yeah.
While
You
he's
mean-
walking through the cemetery.
Yeah, I literally told, I'm like, you're gonna have to put down those headphones because it's not respectful for
Yeah.
the dead. He was like, oh yeah, okay, takes off the headphones, puts it back on, yeah.
Oh, he's trying to be smart. Yeah, one of those.
Classic Kieran's cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, and in that cemetery, apparently there's really one haunted grave, like severely haunted.
Okay.
So we're just like, okay, be careful, don't step on the graves because you don't want to step on the graves, you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this person farts.
Also, not what I expected.
Yep. Farts in the middle of the cemetery, and then he steps on a grave. Okay.
As deliberately?
I don't know if it's deliberate or not, honestly.
Well, he had
But-
headphones in.
Yeah, he had headphones
He
in.
couldn't hear the grave coming.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say it was an accident.
Okay, it's an accident. And then, out of nowhere, yeah, he's like, oh, I want to take a massive dump inside the cemetery. And we're just going, oh my gosh.
So he's paying absolutely zero respect.
Zero respect right now.
And
Okay.
then, did he get haunted?
So, these graves here are from like the 1800s.
Okay.
So, like, majority of them are 18 to 1700s.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
was back when people actually lived in Walhalla.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
there was more than...
Because it's a gold mine in town.
That makes sense.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So, we're coming back down from the hill. And basically what happened, he has this guy, the caretaker, Richard, Frederick, I mean.
Richard's one of the other... Now we've just got 18 more people to name. 19 more people to name.
And this guy has a pet crow.
Okay. That is...
Yeah, creepy. Yeah.
So... That is almost cool, because you only see those stereotypes in cartoons
Yeah,
and stuff.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And this crow, he wasn't fully black.
Okay.
It was grey. It had grey patches. Almost looked like a haunted crow.
Was it a pigeon?
No, it was a crow.
Definitely a crow.
Can you actually tame a crow?
I don't know. Maybe
look
if you're
pretty
grave
wild.
Well, you can tame anything, right? Isn't that the saying?
Is
If it exists, you can tame it.
I guess, yeah.
No, I just made that up. I honestly, that's not a saying. It sounded convincing though.
But I've never seen a person tame a crow.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah,
Honestly.
neither.
Only
I
in,
can't
like-
imagine it. They look freaky.
Yeah, only in horror movies I've seen that.
So,
Yeah,
was the
exactly.
crow like on his shoulder or something?
No, yeah, the crow literally comes up to his porch and he feeds it and all that stuff. And this crow circles you around the cemetery and sees where you go.
Wow.
This caretaker could not be more stereotypical.
Yeah, he's really nailed it. I'm impressed.
I gotta give
more than
credit,
anything.
honestly, yeah.
I want to meet Frederick. And maybe I'll meet Richard as well.
Wait, imagine we go there, we see like a random caretaker, and we go, "Oh, Frederick, how you going?" He'll be shocked.
Let's go. I'd say we all visit Frederick, and he can be another guest on the So Far So Good podcast.
Do you reckon he'd do it?
Yeah. We'll even set up a mic for his crow.
What if he haunts the podcast? Then anyone that listens gets possessed.
Well, maybe we'll be able to reach more people. Like, we'll reach skeptics.
Yeah, wow.
And then our ratings will go up.
Okay, this has just gone another level.
Another level. Okay, so Frederick's got a pet crow. Rooster? Crow. Yeah.
And this is a rooster.
What?
No, I was thinking of the word for a male crow, but it's... I got confused. Forget it.
Okay. This crow follows you like around the cemetery. It'll just look at you. This crow has one blue eye and a grey eye as well. So
That's
it's
cool.
it's more creepy. It's like it's
I'm
staring
telling
at
you,
you.
this
man.
cannot be more stereotypical.
Yeah,
You would only hear this in a movie, legit.
Yeah, or a cartoon.
So we're all walking, and it's like a drizzling. Okay. So and
This is getting. This is a movie. It's literally a movie.
And then his cousin's the guy that, like, the comic relief character in the movie that just does all the funny stuff.
And you know what? I'm not going to say it.
No, I know. I was thinking the same thing, but I'm also not.
You
gonna
know
say
what
it.
happens in a movie to the comic person?
Yeah, to the comic
You
relief.
know what happens to them first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In every movie.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
not say it, but let's imply it.
First or second. It's implied. It's implied.
Okay. So basically what happens is when we're coming down the hill, there's three of us. So I'm in the middle, the person is on the right, and Steve is on the left.
Okay.
So what happened, we're all close together. Out of all of us, this crow decides to swoop and attack the person.
Okay.
As in your cousin.
Your cousin.
Yes, my cousin.
Yeah.
And we're going, like, firstly, I just hear this thing coming towards me, and I just don't turn behind. He ducks, and it lands on my head.
The crow lands on your
Yeah,
head.
the crow lands on my head.
Wowee. Okay, and then?
And then it's, like, literally panicking on my head, and I got it off. But then the scary thing is when a crow tries to swoop you, especially in a haunted cemetery, it could mean, like, death or something, or bad luck.
All that superstition. Yeah.
So what was creepy is it didn't go for us. It went for him, even though he's doing all the stupid stuff in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Well, that could be why.
So, you reckon that's why?
I reckon that's why, because me and him was shocked. And, like, my cousin didn't want to believe. He's like, no, I'm not getting haunted by a crow. No.
What do I- So it didn't go for Steve because he knows Frederick, and it didn't go for you because you were trying to, tame your cousin.
Yeah,
if anything.
literally. Yeah, probably.
So, and then it went for your cousin because he was the comic relief.
Yeah. And when I came back, I actually put holy water on. No, the funny
Just
thing
in
is my
case.
dad put holy water on me, not me. My dad put it for me.
So did anyone put holy water on your cousin?
No. Who knows? Maybe a paranormal activity may happen to him.
Maybe.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? When Kieren and his cousin came back from the trip, I actually I was chatting to his cousin just on Messenger.
Yeah.
And then I asked him, "Oh, how was your weekend away?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was good, except Kieren and I are cursed now."
Yeah, understandable. At least he's come to terms with it. He's not even trying to deny it. So, good on him. Good on him. Does he still blast music and fart? I mean, like, the bad things you do, you're cursed for doing them. Next time he farts, like, it's extremely painful. Or next time he blasts music, something happens to his headphones or his
Yeah.
ears. I don't want to accidentally curse him, so touch a wood. Well, I hope he's all right. It is recent, so maybe the effects of the curse can come.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah.
Now, just before we start the next story, I'm going Chris Coombs round 2. It's super hot in here. I need to take my top off, boys.
Oh, he's doing it again. I knew he would pick his shirt.
All right, shirts off, and we're ready to roll. Now, do you know what the funniest thing is? Kieren is sitting here in trackies and a hoodie.
He's quite content.
And
Maybe
he's not even warm at all.
he's cursed never to feel the heat again.
You're cold because you're cursed.
You're cold, a cold curse.
Is that what it is?
You know what they say, if you're cold, you're cursed. They don't say that, I made that up as well. But it also works, it flows.
Are you cursed or what?
You know what? Maybe.
He's also come to terms with it. At least he's accepting his fate.
All right, now hospital story. So what happened there?
So you've come closely to a spirit or something.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm assuming from him saying something happened in hospital.
I guess you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Tell us your version.
Okay, this is pretty creepy. So, basically, it's basically in palliative care. So, if you don't know what palliative care, it's terminally ill hospital.
Okay.
So, people literally go there if they have a terminally ill disease like cancer.
Yeah.
They're gonna die.
Yeah.
So, my grandpa was there. So, basically, one night we're like, yeah, I'll probably take care of him. I'm gonna sleep here inside the hospital.
Yeah.
And also, this other person slept with me. So we decided to sleep in the hospital.
Yeah.
And what happened at that hospital is actually, yeah, it's probably going to stay in my memory forever. So what happened was, firstly, I was wearing 2 layers on, like, I was wearing literally 2 coats on. I was wearing, like, a jumper like this I have on now, like a hoodie, and I was wearing, like, a camping coat jumper.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised considering he wears a hoodie and trackies in 30-degree heat.
Yeah. So was it cold or were you just
Nah, I just love sleeping and like
drugged up?
yeah, rugged
Nice
up.
and warm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understandable.
fair enough.
I hate the cold too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened was every time I would go to turn over, just the air would feel cold.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was literally sweating. And, like, I remember sticking my foot out and it was freezing. And this only started happening when the nurse left the door open a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And that building is built, like, in the early 1900s.
Oh, so it's an old hospital.
Yeah, and you can imagine, because it's terminally ill, how many people have died there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Countless.
So you mean like you would like poke your hand or foot wherever in mid-air and then that one pocket of air is freezing cold?
Yeah, it was mostly like the whole room was really cold.
But
And
it wasn't before. It was sort of just changing.
Nah, it was fine before. Like I had one layer off, but then when she left the door open, I had to put another layer.
Do you think it was the air conditioning from the hallway that was seeping into the room?
It could be. But listen to this, okay? It gets crazier. So as I'm sleeping, I check the watch because I have a smartwatch on and time is 3 o'clock
AM.
a.m.
Okay.
And if you've never heard, at 3 o'clock, that's when spirits are mostly active.
I have
Really?
heard that before.
Nocturnal, hey?
Exorcism Emily Rose. It literally happens in there. If you keep waking up at 3, it's because of in air quotes spirits.
Interesting.
I believe.
You really don't want to admit it.
I believe. I mean, I've got a scary story too, somewhat, but I still can't really.
All right, save that.
I'll save it.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. So what's happening is, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I check. All of a sudden, the person behind me starts going off, and he starts like saying stuff like I can't even describe it. It's like almost like tongues, like like that.
Okay.
And he's just staring at me. So I'm just looking at him. I'm like, nope, and I just put the cover back on.
Man, I don't know. I couldn't have stayed in the same room because I get scared. I feel like if I would encounter legitimately something, I honestly feel like I'd be so scared.
Yeah, I'd freak out completely.
Probably die from fear.
Just because I'm not like, because I don't believe it. So
Yeah.
then if something did happen, I'll be like, whoa,
Yeah.
no way.
So props to you, man. Like I watch horror movies and stuff, and I'll get scared watching it, but then it doesn't affect me at all afterwards.
Yeah.
But if in real life, I feel like if something happened to me, I would not be able to handle the situation.
Wow.
I honestly feel like I would die from fear. No
You'd
joke.
just be in shock and just freeze.
Yeah, it's
That's it.
that's pretty scary.
So that was the person that was staying at the hospital with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who was that?
That was my grandpa's son, so my uncle. So
Okay.
honestly, after this experience, I'm not really scared of paranormal.
Oh, really? Okay.
Really?
okay,
See,
okay.
I can watch all these documentaries about ghosts, go to cemeteries, do whatever. But when it comes like to like jump scares, I hate jump scares and like fake horror and all that. Ugh, yeah.
Okay.
So
it can be cringe to watch in a movie.
So yeah. So you mean like in the story you've just told us, it's like the environment and the feelings, and then the whole, the sleep talking but scarier incident happened, and then you just sort of said, okay, this is paranormal enough, so I'll just cover my eyes. I think I would have run out of the room.
Yeah, it gets even crazier. So I wake up again because I hear him again, and this time he's doing the same thing, but then he yells, "Get up!" And I'm like, "Sorry, what?" And he's like, "Get up!" And I don't want to get up because like I want to get up and something grabs me all of a sudden, like yeah. So I'm just like, no, I'm still staying down, and all of a sudden you see his hand go up to his forehead, and I'm wondering what is he doing, and he's still thin. So then suddenly he just gets up, and I just like, yep, I just pop up, go check on my grandpa, whatever. And then he drags me out of the room, and before you could drag me, when I first stood up, I literally felt something behind me.
Oh, wow.
Was your uncle in front of you?
Yeah, he was in front of me.
And then when you stood up, you felt something behind you?
Yeah, literally. So, and then when we went out of the room, we grabbed a cup of coffee. It was like 3:30. And what happened is he said that something tried to drag him across the floor.
Your uncle said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty scary. So I thought it was going to stay in the same sort of level as scary sleep talking, but it went paranormal.
Yeah.
And what do you try to do when he was trying to say something and trying to move his hand? He was trying to do the sign of the cross. And
right.
But something was stopping him?
Kind of in his sleep, or was he kind of
He was
awake?
trying to do it, but something didn't let him. And the weird thing
I'm
is,
getting like a bit of goosebumps here.
Yeah, should we put the other light on?
Just in case.
Yeah.
and the weird thing is, this uncle is not. He doesn't really go to church or anything. He's like not like that spiritual. So I'm like, what is he doing?
Oh, so most of your family go to church and are religious?
Yeah, probably most of them. Yeah.
Okay.
But he doesn't. So I'm just like, what is happening? Like, I've never seen him, and he's like,
interesting.
He's scared. He's experienced ghost stuff in India, but he was terrified. And I'm just like, okay. And the thing is, I was sleeping in front of the door, and my grandpa always told me to sleep in front of the door, because when he had his ghost experience in India, he said, sleep in front of the door and nothing would come for you. So I was sleeping in front of the door, and my uncle was sleeping behind me, and he was facing sideways. So whatever had to drag him had to come over me to get to him. He had to go past me. So that even scared me more.
So maybe that was a cold feeling. It was the entity passing through you.
Yeah, I was so scared. He went to sleep on the couch, and I just stayed up all night.
Yeah.
I just stayed next to my grandpa all night.
Well, yeah, I guess if that happens, you wouldn't be able to get back to sleep.
No,
Yeah.
I'd either stay awake or call an Uber home. 'Cause that's scary stuff. Yeah, that's scary stuff. But I guess you were taking care of your grandpa, so I would have just stayed awake.
Yeah, that's the only
I
thing.
couldn't have gone back to sleep as well.
That's the only thing that pushed me through, just my grandpa. Otherwise, I would not have been staying there.
Yeah.
None of my cousins wanted to stay there as well.
Wow. Okay. Well, not after that. Not after hearing that.
After he told them that, no one stayed.
So who wants to come in with this night?
So Gaurav, what was your story that you were going to tell?
So this is just the closest I've come to something paranormal or supernatural kind of experience.
Interesting.
And I still don't 100% accept it because I feel like there's explanations for everything I witnessed. Now, we were in India and we met our auntie in India, and then we were flying to another state to meet our cousin, so my auntie's daughter, where she studies. Because we were going to go there, stay there a couple of days, and then bring her back to the main city where all our family is.
Okay.
So we went to visit there, and then the day before, my auntie said, by the way, there's this temple. It's a really sacred temple. We should all just go visit the temple and get the temple's blessing. So we're like, yeah, sure. But then she throws in, she says, also, the temple is known to be haunted. And then we said, okay, how? How is it haunted? So she says, people who are possessed go there to get the spirit out of them. And then she started telling us all these rules. It's like, don't wear anything glamorous, don't wear any jewelry, don't wear anything shiny, dress fairly dull, because
Is that so you don't stand out?
it's so you don't attract spirits to come and possess you.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, so she said things have allegedly happened where brides go straight after their wedding and they're like all decked out because they've got jewelry, really pretty dresses on, and they go there and they get possessed. So she said she's guiding us through all these steps. She said there's this bit where you walk around a tree 3 times, and if you walk around the tree, if you hear your name getting called, don't look back because that's a ghost calling out your name to possess you.
Interesting.
So she's told us, she warned us that there'll be people sitting, they look scary and all of that. So whatever. I was fairly skeptical.
So, what was the actual point of going to this place?
So it's still it's a very old sacred temple. So it's still there
Okay.
for the temple.
So you're not going there to see these possessed
No,
people?
no, you're not going to sight. You're not
going
going to
there for the
sightsee.
temple, and
You're going there for the
it
temple.
just happens that there's
Exactly.
possessed people there.
So possessed people are there because it's such a sacred temple that's how they sort of get the spirits out of them. So
Oh, okay.
that's why
That
they're
makes
there.
sense.
Yeah,
Right.
And-
but it's also a place that spirits come into. So it's a bit weird. I don't know. Maybe it's the airport for spirits. I don't know. Go from one person to the other.
Airport.
So she told us all this, and then we went there. We got there. It's crowded. It's a really crowded place. It looks like it's in the middle of a desert. We get there, and she was right. There's people sitting down, just scattered, and they've got like their eyes rolled at the back of their heads. You can just see the whites of their eyes. So
That's
it was
creepy.
Man, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah.
pretty creepy. Yeah, pretty creepy. Like people are staring at you as you walk past. You go to the bit where the tree is that she said you don't look back, and you walk around the tree. You get your blessings. You walk around the tree. So I'm walking around. I got my hands together. Doing whatever prayer, and my auntie's behind me, and she's like, "Gaurav, don't look back. Don't look back." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Someone's saying your name. Did you hear that? Don't look back." I'm like, "Okay." Like it scared me, but I didn't look back. But also, I didn't hear my name getting called. So do the tree bit. Then we go to the end bit where they do the full prayer. The people all sort of get their blessing. It's crowded, and then the so-called possessed people are up the front where the deity, the statues of the gods are, where the priests are doing the prayers. They're all up there, but some of them are sort of chained to the wall. They've chained themselves, and then while they're doing the prayer, these so-called possessed people are vigorously spinning their heads back and forth in circles,
Okay, that's creepy.
thrashing their bodies against the concrete wall, the stone wall.
What?
Man.
They're really harming themselves, and it was scary. And my auntie said that's the possessed people trying to get the spirits out of them when they're doing the prayer. It was very scary to see. Even both my sisters, they were terrified. It was terrifying to see. But then after the fact, I thought, I feel like they went possessed. All these people were in more of a trance, They've sort of...
Like a mental trance.
Like a mental trance, exactly. So, I don't know. It was creepy being there and seeing all that, but I'm still not sold.
And did you go in the night or the day?
You go in the day, but by the end of it, it's sort of twilight, sun setting. By the time we left, it was
Wow.
pitch black. Yeah.
So how long were you there overall?
A couple of hours.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
long time.
Because it's a huge temple. It goes from outside, you go all the way in, you come back outside, you go to another indoor area, then you end up out. It's huge. So they've
That's
really...
freaky.
It's, very nice place, but very creepy.
The whole time you're telling me the story, I'm thinking, I kind of want to go there to see what this is all about.
Yeah, look,
but then at the same time, I'm like, I'm kind of scared because if this stuff is real and I do get possessed, man, game over.
Yeah, it is game over, but it won't happen. I don't think it'll happen. And I even told you the name of the place when you went to India, but I don't think you went to that city.
Yeah, no, unfortunately.
But look, let's make it an effort to also go visit this temple. As
All
well as
three?
the cemetery.
Like, all three of us?
Yeah, I'll walk through. We can
All right,
all
let's
go.
book our tickets right now.
So that is the closest I've come. And I've told on the podcast before my sleep paralysis story, but that's
Yep.
sleep paralysis. So
Yep,
there's
that's right.
already scientific explanations for that.
Mm.
Apart from that, not much.
Yeah, not bad at all. Some pretty interesting stories there.
That's right.
The common denominator I'm getting from all of this is that all the spirits and the paranormal stuff sounds like it all comes from India. Is that... all the stories I'm hearing is from India.
Tell you what, I feel like Japan has some of the scariest scary tales.
Like
like the...
Suicide's Forest?
Suicide Forest,
Oh.
yeah.
But as in scary stories that parents tell their kids. Our friend Ben,
really?
who
Oh,
grew up in
yeah,
Japan,
yeah.
told me some, and That is some scary stories to be telling your kids. I am scared to mention it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do an episode with just these Japanese scary stories, but I don't know. But also, there's a lot of 100% agree. A lot of haunted stuff in India. Don't you agree, Kieren?
Yeah, a lot of stories.
So it's all around the world. I guess they have their own take on paranormal stuff.
Of course.
What about Australia? Not much, eh?
Yeah, I guess not too much.
Well, if you think about it, India has a population 1 billion, so that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big number.
Second most, it's more than 21 for sure.
What?
Wait,
More than 21 people.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant 21 billion.
No. There's not even 21 billion people. Come on, man. 7 billion. We've capped it.
Yeah, if you compare Walhalla to India, that is on another level right there.
Is it called Valhalla?
Walhalla.
Oh, Walhalla.
Walhalla.
Valhalla's Viking heaven.
W.
Wallahalla.
It's an Aboriginal name.
Wallahalla.
Walhalla.
Sound like you said Valhalla.
I said Walhalla.
Okay,
I don't know if it's Walhalla or Walhalla. Something, I don't know.
Well,
You probably
the
know.
experts
You've
already
just
told
been
us Wallahalla.
Should we ask Frederick? Should we dial in
No,
Frederick?
I'll send my crow to send him a message. He'll come back with
But thank you guys again for tuning in. Kieren, thank you for bringing these stories in.
Thank
No
you
problem.
so much, Kieren. Thank you for joining us on Stuff So Good
problem.
podcast.
I just gotta admit something, just quickly. I've never watched one of your podcasts the full way through.
Wow.
So, how far do you get in until you stop?
It's always been like 25 minutes.
Why?
Why is that?
I don't know, because honestly, I listen to it as I'm going to bed.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So then you
Actually
wake
pretty
up
good.
and you go to the next episode. Look, it's right. Everyone has their own way of listening to the So Far So Good podcast.
Yeah, like mostly when I just go to sleep, it's like 25 minutes in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, what you need to do is when you're listening to the podcast, right, and you're about to go to bed, you need to set like a 10-minute timer on your phone to make sure it turns off. So then when you fall asleep, it like stops at a certain point. So then you can pick that up the next day.
Yeah.
You
Exactly
can do
right.
that. You can do
There's
that.
things you can do, I'm sure. If not, it's an ingenious idea.
So, Kieren, you know what that means. Now that you've featured on the So Far So Good podcast, you have to listen to this episode the whole way through. If you don't, you're going to be haunted.
He's already cursed. You don't want 2 in 1.
Yeah, I'm already cursed, so it can't get worse. Than...
Oh,
He's
it
not going
can.
to listen to it.
Trust me, I've seen things. Actually, no, I haven't. I've seen nothing compared to
He's
what
not
you guys
seen
have
anything.
seen. But you have to listen to this one all the way through. And you know what? You're missing the best part of our podcast, which is the very last couple of minutes where we chuck the bloopers in.
That's the best part?
Yeah,
Well,
of course it is.
everyone's entitled to their own opinions. My favourite part varies through each episode.
I've actually never known you do bloopers. He only told me in the car, Chris.
Yeah, well, it's because you don't listen to the whole episodes.
Yeah,
You gotta
true
listen
that.
all the way through. You're not getting the full So Far So Good podcast experience.
Yeah, we even do shout outs sometimes.
We
so
can't officially cannot call Kieren a soft soul.
I don't think he can be a soft soul, but it's okay. He's a soft soul guest. He's a So Far So Good guest. So
I like how you bring me on the show when I have nothing, like no plan.
he's got nothing to get us back with. So fair enough.
All right, listen to the full episode and you'll become a soft soul.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Everyone.
So once again, hit us up on Instagram if you have any questions or any crazy stories, because you may get featured in a future episode. But as always, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it every single time, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hit us up with your question, Chris.
What? That was it.
We only do one question.
All right, fine. We'll do a question. All right, you go first.
Okay. I don't have a question.
Do.
He doesn't know how our intro goes, man. Every time he sings it, it's always wrong.
Oh my
Dun,
God.
dun, dun.
He just knows the hi-hat at the end. Yeah. So, Christopher Coombs, you were going to ask me something.
Was I?
Wait.
No.
I thought you were going to bring it up.
Huh?
I thought you were going to bring something up.
No. Oh.
Oh, hey, Fred. Oh, I don't want to say his name.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope we catch you next week as well.
And thank you guys. What did you just say?